Good afternoon. This is Sapuna Interview2, and I have a very special guest with me today. I would like to introduce Mr. Bob Butler. He is currently a reporter for KCBS Radio here in the Bay Area and is on the board for the International Association of Black Journalists and an investigative reporter for the Chauncey Bailey Project. Hi, Mr. Butler. How are you?
Fine. Glad
Good.
to be here.
Well, I wanted to ask, how did you get into journalism and reporting?
I wanted to actually be a disc jockey on the radio.
Yeah?
And the first chance when I went to college, the first chance they gave me to get on the air was actually doing news. And I found out that I liked news, and here I am still in it.
Very nice. And how do you like working at KCBS?
KCBS is a legacy station. It's actually the first radio station in the world, the first actual broadcast station that started in San Jose back in the early 1900s. And it started off as a station called San Jose Calling, and then it changed from that to FN. From that it became KQW, and then when the CBS bought it in 1941, I think it was, they changed the call letters to KCBS. So it's the actual first station. It's still one of the best all-news radio stations in the country.
And how long have you been there?
You actually want to know how many years I've been there? Longer than all of you guys have been walking on this earth. I started there as an intern in the fall of 1981. Actually, the spring of 1981, and I got hired part-time in the fall of 81 and the full-time May of 82.
And you're still full-time today, right?
No, I'm freelancing now. I was full-time for about 25 years. The last 18 months, I worked at CBS Corporate HR as a recruiter, and then left in November of '06, and I've been a freelancer ever since, and having the extra time has allowed me to do a lot of other things, like the Chauncey Bailey Project.
I was just about to ask about that. So Chauncey Bailey is a journalist who was murdered August of 2007.
Correct.
And there was a conviction in the case, right? Brossard had been convicted of the murder, but there's a lot of controversy surrounding that conviction. Is that correct?
Well, so the night after the morning after Chauncey's kill, the police raided the bakery, the Your Black Muslim bakery, and Devondre Brossard was seen throwing a shotgun out the window. That turned out to be the murder weapon. He at first admitted he did it, then he recanted his confession, and then eventually he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder, Chauncey and one other case, and in exchange for him agreeing to testify against the person that ordered the killing and the person that helped with the killing.
And that was Bay.
Yusuf Bey IV was, he said, ordered him to do the killing, and then somebody else named Antoine Mackey was driving the getaway car. So Brossard got 25 years, a determinate sentence, in exchange for his testimony against Yusuf Bey and Antoine Mackey.
But nothing happened with Yusuf Bey. He wasn't convicted.
Yeah, Yusuf Bey IV and Antoine Mackey were both convicted in June of last year of first-degree murder. 3 counts, Bey 3 counts of first-degree murder, and Mackey 2 counts of first-degree murder, and they're both serving life sentences without parole. So they'll be in jail, in prison the rest of their natural lives.
And so does the Chauncey Bailey Project, is it still going on helping other, solve other cases that weren't?
The mission of the project was to, 1, finish Chauncey's story that he was working on, figure out who killed him and why, to watch the police investigation to make sure it was complete and thorough, and to make sure that all those who were responsible for Chauncey's death were brought to justice. So once we got, I shouldn't say we, but once we had the convictions and the sentences, that was the effective end of the project, you know, as far as all of us working together. You still see some stories under the Chauncey Bailey Project headline, only in that one of the reporters is still doing stories related to the case.
And the Chauncey Bailey Project was actually the investigators and reporters in the Chauncey Bailey Project were the ones that found the in-jail confession tape almost, right?
Yeah,
the ones that police didn't release.
Well, it's very complicated, but the police had a videotape of Yusuf Bey IV, one of his brothers, Joshua Bey, and one of the Muslim brothers named Taman Halfin, in a jail interview room, police interview room in which they talked about Chauncey Bailey's murder.
Right.
We learned about that probably in April or May of 2008. And we did some investigations on it and found out that while Yusuf Bey said he didn't know anything about Chauncey's being killed, that video showed he clearly knew what was going on and may have even been involved. And we did a story on that in June of 2008.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. I would like to thank you for being here, and you can tell our viewers where they can find you or listen to your stories.
Well, I'm at KCBS Radio. You can always find me on 106.9 FM and 740 AM. You can find me on Facebook. I'm a member of the National Association of Black Journalists. You know, just Google my name and you'll find me somewhere.
Thank you, Mr. Braley.